There's a romance to an old movie theater, or so I thought. The Avalon, with its Art Deco facade and dusty velvet curtains, had been a landmark in our town since 1940s. When I landed the job as the weekend midnight projectionist, I felt like I'd won the lottery. It was just me, the hum of the projectors, and the ghosts of 1,000 forgotten films. The pay was good, the solitude a bonus. At least that's what I told myself for the first 2 weeks. The previous projectionist, an old timer named Frank, had given me a single bizarre piece of advice on his last day. He'd clutched my arm, his grip surprisingly strong for his age, and his breath smelled of mint and whiskey. The Avalon's got 2 screens. He'd whispered, "You only ever run films on screen 1 after midnight. Screen 2, you keep it dark. You never, ever open the booth door for screen 2. You understand that, kid? Not for any reason." I'd laughed it off. Quirky old man stuff. Probably just sore about being replaced. I forgot about his warning almost immediately. That changed last Saturday. It was around 1:30 a.m. The last 9 horror marathon on screen 1 was halfway through. The sounds of the screams and synth music, uncomforting white noise. I was scrolling on my phone when I heard it. A soft, rhythmic tap, 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 coming from the corridor that led to the screen 2 projection booth. I froze. The theater was supposed to be empty. The cleaning crew didn't come until 6 a.m. My first thought was an intruder. I grabbed the heavy-duty flashlight we kept for emergencies. Its weight a small comfort. "Hello?" I called out, my voice echoing in the cavernous silence. The tapping stopped immediately. I took a few steps down the corridor. The door to the screen 2 booth was just as I left it, closed. But as I shone my light, I saw something that made my blood run cold. Lying on the floor, right in front of the door, was a single small roll of 35mm film. It hadn't been there. I picked it up. It was cold to the touch. There was no label on it. Against my better judgment, a morbid curiosity took over me. I went back to my booth, found a handheld viewer, and spooled a section of the film. The images were grainy, black and white. It showed an empty static shot of a bedroom. It looked like it was from the 1940s or maybe 50s. Nothing happened for a few seconds, and then a figure sat up in the bed. It moved with a jerky, unnatural speed like a damaged puppet. It turned its head, and even though the grains, I could see his eyes. His eyes were just solid black orbs. It wasn't looking at the camera. It felt like it was looking at me. I dropped the viewer, my heart hammering against my ribs. This had to be a prank. A sick, elaborate prank from the other ushers. I was furious. I stormed out of the booth, determined to find who was messing with me. That's when I heard the projectors. It was coming from screen 2. The deep mechanical churning of a film rolling through a gate that hadn't been used in years. "No," I whispered. I ran to the main doors of the screen too and pushed them open. The auditorium was pitch black, save for the beam of the light cutting through the projection booth high above. And on the giant screen was the same bedroom, the same figure. And this time, this figure was now standing beside the bed, its body angled towards the camera. The film was silent, but the figure's mouth was moving, forming silent words. Then it took a step forward, and then another. It was walking towards the camera. With every step, it grew larger on the screen, its dark eyes fixed on a point that I realized was exactly where I was standing in the auditorium. It kept walking closer and closer until its grainy, monstrous face filled the entire screen. The mouth stopped moving. It just stared. And then I heard it. Voice, dry as a dust and ancient, whispered directly into my right ear, though I was completely alone. The feature is about to begin. I didn't remember running out of the Avalon. I just found myself on the sidewalk, gasping for air in the cold night. I never went back. I quit over the phone the next day. I drive past the Avalon sometimes. It's still open. They have a new midnight projectionist. I see him sometimes, a young guy, looking happy. I think about warning him, telling him about Frank's rule. But I don't. Maybe it's cowardice. Or maybe, just maybe, whatever is in the screen too only speaks to those who are willing to listen. And I fear that if I go back, it knows I'm listening again. Thank you guys for listening to the story. I hope you liked it. If you want me to read your stories, real life or your own stories, you can send them to me on the email in the description of the video and in the description of the channel as well. Until next time, I'll see you guys with a new story. And if any recommendations you want me to do to improve myself or any other things, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you and see you soon.